It's the lens.
Brazil, episode 5. So the impetus, kind of like why we ended up there in the first place, was Megan Miller conducting a peak training. There was a ton of energy and excitement, and it's the littlest things that can really make these things awesome. Bringing in a vendor like Daniela did, as well as having the step and repeat, really just made it to where we could capitalize on and just like bring the culture together. Catch a lot of photos and videos, hand those sort of things off to people to share, talk about, and hype. But it was a great starting point for people learning about this new assessment tool that's on the market. Remember, Megan Miller herself is a supporter of me on Patreon, none of the other companies here. I'd asked Megan, is this the first time that you're actually translating live throughout this training? And it was, and she had some reflections.
Oh, how was the translation piece?
The translation went well. It definitely makes it take longer though.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to kind of shift things around a bit. It kind of helped me reflect a little bit on what is the most important, which is helpful because I'll be creating the online training soon. So knowing like what to make sure to have in there versus not, because if I could cut it out,
yeah,
you know, it's like a supplementary thing that could be helpful, but it really helped me sort of hone in on like what are the really big take home points.
Nice.
Because you know I like to talk a lot.
Yes, less soapboxes. So that was up until like 5 o'clock, and then there was a roundtable discussion sort of thing to where
I love learning new perspectives. And so on this crazy year of visiting a bunch of different countries, I've been asking similar questions as to what are people's perceptions on the quality of training, how they're approaching anything from licensure to certification. What are the materials that they have, that they don't have, that they want? And usually, how can I help capture something and share it on the internet like this? And there's a few really, really cool things from that community. And the first was just the amount of knowledge of really key readings. We're talking about stimulus equivalence, Sidman's work, we're talking about verbal behavior, we're talking about science and human behavior. There's a large number of people in the community that are at that training that were able to really discuss with us at a really deep level if we wanted to go there. Brazil, my hat's off to you. Some amazing training is happening down there. And all I was able to do was gather those perspectives, offer some experience on when it comes to community building that I've had here myself in the States, and really just encourage folks to keep interacting and talking with each other. Don't let those little geographical barriers be an issue. Something as little as an online meeting once a week, once a month can really help bring people together. I think the take home was some folks trying to figure out how do you bring the boots on the ground and the people working hard on helping create, deliver services and train interventionists with the academia and the research side. This gap, I think, has historically been in every science, it seems. It is a big problem when it comes to our field, and it was seen here in Brazil as well. So my two big takeaways here is that when you look into other countries, other situations, if you watch this whole series, you should see that there's parallels regardless of the countries and the communities that you're in, that we all struggle as a field. The other is that when you have shared values, that is everybody's showing up to this peak training because they want to learn more and figure out how they can help their clients or their family members, it's usually a good indication that everybody in that room are good people to continue vetting and working closer with. Because these people typically would not come together, but this brought them together. It's those shared values that are really bringing people together. And if you really dive into that, that is how I've created almost everything that I have in the field, is by finding people with similar values, working with them, and realizing my limitations, where my skill sets lead off and end, and where somebody else's should pick up. It's never one person. This trip is a good example. None of this would have happened without all of us coming together and working together. So Peak was a success. Awesome. Good job, y'all. Excited to see you all in March for what it is. I think level 2 training, and tomorrow the broader cultural experiences of Brazil.
We are on our way to board of some past millionaire that has a mansion who just left everything.
Castle.
Oh, a castle.